All right, so with the second half of the season coming up for the Oklahoma City Thunder, of course, tomorrow we got to talk about rest of the season predictions of what we think the Oklahoma City Thunder can do. But we got to talk about some interesting things that were being discussed on the socials, specifically something around what Bill Simmons said, talking about the Thunder's sounds a little crazy that the Oklahoma City Thunder could do something like that, but you never know what Sam Presti's got up his sleeve, and the Thunder have the assets to go out there and make a trade. So I want to hear from y'all. Join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on if you think Oklahoma should trade some draft picks to move up for maybe a player in this draft, and how many picks do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder should realistically trade for any kind of trade up in this draft? Additionally, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and hit that subscribe button. I want you guys to be a part of the community. Now that we're post All-Star break, going to be a lot more content coming your way, so I want you guys to be a part of it here. Like 98% of y'all watch these videos aren't subscribed, but you keep coming back, so just check and make sure you're subscribed there. But yeah, so we're going to talk about this scenario that Bill Simmons kind of threw out there, talking about how the Thunder maybe should trade 8 first-round picks for Cooper Flagg. Now, obviously, I think this is intriguing because the Thunder do have a plethora of draft picks. We've seen Sam Presti go out here and continue to stockpile. I mean, he did it again in this trade deadline and Daniel Tice trade by getting another second-round pick. And obviously, Oklahoma City's not going to be able to stockpile that amount of talent here in the Thunder and in their G League team. At some point or another, you're going to have too many assets. But when you look at what Cooper Flagg has been able to do in his one season at Duke, the dude's been absolutely phenomenal. And this is 100% a guy that the Oklahoma City Thunder is a guy that could make an impact for Oklahoma City next season. He's averaging right now at Duke 20.5 points per game on 49% field goal shooting. He's averaging 8 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.6 blocks, and 1 steal a game on 35% three-point shooting. This would give Oklahoma City another true forward at 6'9", but a guy that I think is really versatile and a guy that maybe could end up being like a poor man's Jokic. Obviously, I don't think he's going to go out there and just grab a bunch of triple-doubles, but he's a guy that could go out there and probably get you 15 a game, probably get you that, 7 to 10 rebounds. And, hey, if he could add on 5, 6, 7 assists to that every single game, if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, you take that all day, every day. And Cooper Flagg is a guy that can play defense, and you've seen that at his time at Duke. So for the Oklahoma City Thunder, if Cooper Flagg decides to actually declare this year to trade up in the draft when you might end up with Miami and the Philadelphia 76ers pick, it makes sense. And obviously, at some point or another, a team isn't going to be able to turn down your offer. You offer somebody 4 or 5 first-round picks, it's hard for them to turn down an offer for like that for a guy like Cooper Flagg. It's not like Cooper Flagg is some generational talent for a team that maybe has to pick number 1. If they're not in love with Cooper Flagg or anybody else at that spot, taking 4 or 5 picks from Oklahoma City isn't a terrible idea. Now, I don't agree with Bill Simmons here in saying that Oklahoma City needs to trade 8 first-round picks. I think that's too many. I think you could get away in the 4 to 5 realm. And if you don't, or if you're not able to trade 4 to 5 to get Cooper Flagg at number 1, then maybe you could trade 4 to 5 for number 2 or number 3 and get another really good prospect, maybe another center, because obviously with Hartenstein and Chet, those are 2 really good guys, but maybe you want another taller dude that could be a backup to one of those guys so that maybe Jay Will and them could play more of the 4 going forward into the Thunder's future. So, obviously, Cooper Flagg still has to declare, and that's not set in stone yet. Cooper Flagg's even thrown out the possibility and the idea of maybe coming back another year and developing. And especially if Duke doesn't win the championship this year, which I don't think they're one of the best 4 or 5, maybe even 8 teams in the country to go out there and win the championship. I think they're one of the better ones, but they're definitely not top 4. Right? I think there's 4 better teams than them: Auburn, Alabama, just to name a couple. But if they don't win the championship, that could entice Cooper Flagg to want to come back for one more season, run it back with the Blue Devils, but also at the same time for Cooper Flagg, if Oklahoma City is willing to draft you, willing to trade up to get you, this is a good scenario. It's not like getting drafted by the Hornets or the Wizards or the Bulls or anybody like that right now, where it's just a bad franchise and you're going to have kind of the weight of the world on your shoulders to get that franchise back up and going. With Oklahoma City, you're coming into a good situation. You're plugging and playing with the guys that are already there. And who knows what kind of success you could have in there. We see it all the time where guys are put in good situations at any sport and they go out there and excel. But many times you see them in bad situations, and sometimes they excel, but most of the time it ends up being a mediocre career. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about Cooper Flagg. And should the Oklahoma City Thunder trade up to get him, especially if, you got a team sitting with the number 1 pick and the Oklahoma City Thunder have to go out there and get the number 1 pick, which is going to end up being costly. Like I said, I think it's only worth 4 to 5 first-round picks just because you have so many of them. I don't think any other team, it's really worth it to do that. But Oklahoma City can outbid anybody for anybody they want. Shoot, it's an unpopular take. They're not going to do it. But Oklahoma City could trade a plethora of draft picks to go out there and get Kevin Durant. I mean, that's the kind of assets that Oklahoma City has in this room. And you bet that in any other trade, Sam Presti's going to go out there and try to keep stockpiling his assets. So I want to hear from y'all. Join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Let me know, do you think the Oklahoma State Thunder should trade up to get Cooper Flagg? Do you think 8's too many? And if you think they should, or if you think they should trade up to get somebody else, let me know.